Hey, welcome back to Alum House Sound. My name is Dave, and today we're going to take a look at another set of in-ear monitors. Now, KZ has recently sent me their newest of new, the KZ Duonic. These are a power-packed in-ear monitor system for an incredibly affordable budget, and I think it's worth you checking these out. So again, welcome back to Alum House Sound. Today we're going to talk about in-ear monitors, and we did look at some KZ monitors back in the previous year. If you have missed any recent sales from recent holiday options, or you're looking to get yourself a new upgraded set of in-ear monitors, maybe you're looking for your first set of in-ear monitors, or you're like me and you need to outfit your team with some updated monitors, maybe these KZ Duonics are the ones for you. Now, in-ear monitors obviously are going to sit inside your ears, and everybody's ears are slightly different. That doesn't take away from the power-packed nature of these KZ Duonics, but what we will talk about is some pros and cons of just in-ear monitors in general, and maybe what you're going to need to find out is best for you. So first I want to dive into kind of the feel of these Duonics and some of the details. They come in an incredibly well packaged little design here. Just kind of slides up and you've got your monitors right there. Well, you can't really see them because of the reflection, but trust me, there's some monitors in there. We've got a left and a right. It does come with your cable right here. And as the package falls apart, well, we're going to get out all the goodness that's in here. Yours is going to be packaged a little bit better. I've had these out because I've been testing them for a handful of weeks now. And oh yeah, it also comes with this little tool. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe it'll focus. Hey, there we go. This little tool, and we'll talk about what that's for in just a minute. But it starts out with a cable. Now this cable is pretty robust. I've not treated it nicely. I try to put these things to the test before I make a review out of them, and these things stood up to my test, which is why I'm making this review. I actually do recommend these, and they sounded really good. But you can quickly attach these to the monitors just by pressing on the cable there, and now you've got a connectivity for left, and then we could do the same thing for the right ones as well, or right and then left. And anyway, there we go. We've got cable attached. If down the road you end up breaking this cable, or it falls apart, or you get it stuck in your door of your vehicle, ask me how I know. Anyway, you could get a replacement cable. One of the things that I mentioned in the previous review that I did of a different version of KZ monitors is the cable. The cable was, I guess, the length, I wanted it to be a little bit longer. Now that said, I end up kind of typically wrapping mine up and sticking it in my pocket, but I'm in a hardwired configuration. I don't have a wireless pack. These are actually a really good length if you have a wireless pack, because it doesn't hang down to your ankle and you have to figure out what to do with that. It kind of goes just past the shirt line, a little bit past the shirt line, and then you could connect this into your wireless pack, which is kind of nice. These things have two drivers in them that are pretty massive drivers, 8mm drivers, which are offering a bunch of clarity and control in the sound, shoved into this little thing that's right in your ear canal. And what it does, it's bringing a bunch of clarity through just two drivers. So if you're going from a single driver up to two drivers, these could be a great power-packed option for you. They offer a kind of bass-enhanced version as well, but for me, I just went ahead and got the basic ones because these would be in-ear monitors that I might play on stage, and I wanted to compare them to my kind of old reliable monitors that I'm always playing through. Now, I've played through my set for 15 years. I've been in studio work playing both drums, trumpet, a vocalist. I sing and play guitar. I lead worship. Right now I play a lot of drums at church, but I have a trusted set of monitors to kind of compare these to. And when I tossed these in, I felt right at home. They felt very comfortable to me. They were not quite as flat of a response as what I was used to, but they still played really well. Now, these things have some pretty cool little EQ features on them. Look at that. So we've got some EQ little buttons here. There's 4 little dip switches that come with that little tool that you can adjust these dip switches. And the way it works is you have dip switch 1 adds a little boost in the low end. Dip switch 2 adds even more boost in the low end. You could go 1, you could go 1 and 2, or you can augment the high end. If you go with 4, that's a little bit of high end. If you go with 3 and 4, that's a lot more high end. So you can kind of tune these and customize them to whatever your liking is. If you're just listening to these on music and walking around looking for a little bit of sound isolation, that's great. If you fly on planes a bunch and you want to toss these in your ears to get some noise cancellation of the folks around you and a much more refined listening experience of your music or whatever your podcast or whatever you're watching or listening to, then these things are a great option. They're incredibly budget friendly as well. Again, when I bought my single driver units of a competitor's brand, I paid just about $100 for them. Now, that was a long time ago, and technology has increased, but these things, the KZ Duonics, are coming in under $35 right now. I've got some links in the description if you're interested in grabbing a pair for yourself. And they have a variety of options. For me, because I'm just using these in a regular performance environment, I just have a straight cable. Right, I'm just going to plug these into my in-ear monitor rig, whether it's wireless or wired. Typically, I'm wired as a drummer because, let's be honest, drummers don't dance around and go crazy on stage. But I'm in a wired environment, but wired or wireless, these work great. They also have a USB-C option, and they come with other features that I can't talk about because I've only got a set cable here with me right now. But these drivers sound good. One of the things that I noticed, I use them in my live environment. I'm a sound technician, which is mostly what we talk about on this channel here. And I was mixing my broadcast audio, which I'm usually doing through a set of studio cans. And I went ahead and stuck these in and I mixed broadcasts. Again, I'm mixing through a wireless in-ear monitor setup in my environment with an iPad tablet to control my post-fader mix bus. Sorry, geeky aside there. But I went ahead and mixed them in these KZ Duonics. Now, I had the EQ parameters just all turned off, so they were as flat a response as I could get. And what I noticed, because I kind of went back and forth from my regular cans to the Duonics, these were brighter. And if you look at the EQ pattern here, you can see that there is a slight boost in some of those upper frequencies to help with diction. And so because of that, I just had to make sure that I wasn't turning cymbals or vocals down and augmenting, or adjusting my mix to account for the EQ response within these Duonics. But that being said, they sounded great. They were very clear. And again, if you're just listening to music or if you're using them for an in-ear monitor rig, then they're great. I don't recommend mixing on them just because the EQ is a little, it's not flat. But with that said, they did sound really good. It came with a couple of different tips. So if your ear size is a little bit different, these little tips right here can be removed and swapped out. And they're kind of they've got the rubbery size, which I like. They also had some foam ones in case you want the foam ones where you can kind of push them down and they really go in and expand into your ear to really be noise canceling. I will say as a drummer, typically I'm playing mine half in and half out, which I know sounds chaotic, but I'm not in a drum shell. I'm a cage-free drummer. Crazy, isn't it? I'm just playing my drums out in the open. I've got vocalists literally directly on the other side of me, and my congregation or audience is right out to my right. So if I have noise canceling headphones, it's dropping the ambient sound 20 to 30 decibels, I start wailing on the drums way too hard. So I go half in and half out so that I still get a mix of the kit and I can hear what I need to in my monitor. I know it's probably not recommended, but that's what I do, and that's just what I do. But that being said, these things ended up, the last time I played them, with my ear size and shape, they rubbed a little bit on part of my ear. That was one thing that I noticed after wearing these for a full kind of morning rehearsal and service time, which had me in these ears for almost 3 hours. They just kind of rubbed on my ear a little bit different than what I'm used to. Now, obviously, you're paying under 35 bucks for these, so you're not going to expect a custom molded fit. We're going for sound quality, and we're going for longevity, and I think these things are going to stand the test of time. So again, Duonic here has 2 drivers inside of it. You can see that we've got the super linear dynamic driver. That's an 8mm driver. We've also got the ultra long excursion 3 or triple magnetic driver. These things combine for a power packed, low end, good clean mid-range, and obviously we're looking for clarity up top. They also pack that EQ piece inside of this driver. And so it's a really compact form feature here that has a bunch of power inside. The EQ pattern is pretty flat to the low end, and that's what I liked about it. You want to make sure that your low end doesn't get too out of hand, but there is a boost in that 1 to 2K range. Again, that's for clarity and diction, which is great as an in-ear monitor, which is what it's designed for, but maybe not for mixing audio. The top end drops off drastically, but that's because this thing is shoved right in your ear canal. And so if that was really high, it would be incredibly bright. I do want to show you this. We've got the kind of EQ spectrum with no switches, but if we go down and we superimpose the other switches on top of this, look at this. You've got these different versions where if you put the number 1 switch on, you're going to get a 1 dB boost in the bass. If you go switch 1 and 2, you get a 2 dB boost. And then if you turn on switch 3, you get a boost in the mid-range. And if you turn on 3 and 4, then you increase the top end by a couple dB. So that's kind of the nerdy details. Again, that tells you why, for me, great for in-ear monitors. They are clear, they are concise, they've got a good, kind of tight-knit form factor. And again, if you're just buying your first set of ears, man, this is a great way to get into it. A number of folks from my church are picking these up because they are volunteers. They don't want to go spend $100, $200 on a set of ears. They don't want to get custom molded ears and a basic set of ears that they can shove into their head and use on a weekly basis. Or, I mean, for my group, they serve once a month. So they might wear these 10, 11, or 12 times in a year. And so 35 bucks or less, man, it's a great way to go. Good product and a good build quality. So again, another standout product from KZ. They have been a leader in affordable in-ear monitors for many years. Thank you guys to the KZ team for sending me these KZ Duonics that I could test out and tell you guys all about. Check the links in the description below and you could find a pair for yourself. Anyway, if you've got questions about audio, feel free to put those down in the comment section below. If you're running KZ monitors already, or if you tried out these Duonics, let us know what you thought about them. How do they compare to your other monitors that you've been using? Also, if you want one-on-one help for any of your mixing needs, which is normally what we're talking about on this channel, then go ahead and find the contact card in my description here. Contact card on my website. You can fill that out and we can start a conversation outside of YouTube. But that's it for this video. Thanks for checking it out. We will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.